It's really good, isn't it?
I totally agree with you. And today we're gonna cook the dish that involves ayran.
Oh, really?
Yes, and the person who will introduce us with it is the ambassador of Lithuania to Kazakhstan, Mr. Egidijus Navikas.
It's Talk and Cook. Let's get started. Hello, Mr. Navikas.
Hello.
How's it going?
Very good, thank you.
Welcome to our program. So, gentlemen, welcome to our kitchen. So we are seeing some ingredients here, some vegetables, butter, some ayran, yes, salt and pepper. Please, Mr. Ambassador, introduce us with the dish we're going to cook today.
Thank you. Today I will prepare a soup which is very popular in Lithuania, especially in summertime. It is called cold borscht, if to translate from Lithuanian directly. Other than that, some people call it in English pink soup. In Poland, they call it chłodnik litewski. So it is a cold soup, and just to underline that in general, in the whole world, you don't have many recipes of cold soups. Well, you have gazpacho in Spain, you have okroshka in the Slavic parts of the world. We have cold borscht, and that's more or less it. I mean,
yes.
Maybe one or two more, not that many of cold soups, I mean.
Yes, cold soup is not a very common concept.
Yeah, in our culture it's kind of like different.
Well, that's why it's a summer dish. So the ingredients, as you can see, is, well, the one which gives, of course, pink color is the beetroot.
Right.
Then we have, as you mentioned, vegetables, cucumbers, dill, onion, lemon, of course, salt, pepper, and then we have kefir and ayran.
Yes, this is very interesting to have dairy products here, because usually when we're talking about borscht, it's not involved in there, but with this
this is as as the name suggests, it's a cold soup.
Right, that's why. Yes.
So
okay.
after you prepare it, it must stay in the fridge at least 1 hour minimum.
Okay, I see.
I'm just thinking about those two ingredients, kefir and ayran, how they work together.
Well, actually, you can also do just with kefir. It's, my own invention to add a little bit of ayran because it's a little bit less thick than kefir.
I see.
And it has this also refreshing aspect.
Okay.
Right, it gives it an extra fragrance as well, extra flavor. Okay, so what should we start with?
Well, let's start then from the main ingredient, I would say, with red beet. And we have one cooked and one
Raw one? Raw?
Yeah. So what is the purpose of this?
Well, it's just to give a little bit of flavor when you use also not only the cooked but also the raw. But maybe we will not need the whole.
Usually you cook it first, right?
Sorry?
Usually you cook it first.
Yes.
The beetroot. Okay.
It can also be just with the cooked, but raw. It also gives good flavor.
And in Lithuania, you said people usually do this
In summer.
kind of looks okay.
Yeah.
In summertime.
Yes, like we do a okroshka here in
Yeah.
summer. It's like very refreshing, right? In the heat.
We can do something else, so just ask us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be faster. Yeah. If you
And
can.
here's chopping boards if you.
We can
If you
throw it,
can
yes.
just chop two
Go with cucumbers, right?
With the
Give me
cucumbers.
one board as well.
Sure.
Like small cubes. Not
Small
very
cubes,
small,
okay.
but
So one knife you
you
prefer.
just take the ends and then.
Yes. Okay.
Here's this knife, I know if you want, or
Yes, let me have a little one. Yes, this one.
sure.
I think will
So
work.
you can just chop then a little bit of dill and then onion.
Okay. I take this.
I think it's pretty enough.
Enough.
Yeah.
So do it like this? I cut it like this?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes.
It works, okay.
So you served as ambassador in Kazakhstan for how many?
Well, since September only, so it's quite recent.
Oh, you just
this is a
started
new
your service.
position, new
I
experience.
arrived in September. Before that, I served as ambassador in Azerbaijan before coming to Kazakhstan.
Ah, okay.
And you already worked in Central Asia countries. And
Well, it's my first posting in Central Asia, and it's interesting.
So
Not just maybe a little bit cold in winter.
how is your adaptation period?
Well, you know, the beginning always is so busy that
How
you
did
don't,
it go?
you don't have time to think about adaptation.
Oh, really?
okay.
Yeah, I think you can take also some leaves of onion and do the same.
I did some research on your career and I read some facts like you worked in Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan and other countries. Or maybe...
Well, yes. So being in Azerbaijan, I was also covering the relations with Turkmenistan, but this is, you know, you are posted and resident in one country, not several, but you cover several other countries. So, like from here, I also cover Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan, which means traveling there regularly, but residing in Astana. So that's what it is.
That is what it is, yes.
Is it your first time in Kazakhstan?
Yes, it is. It is.
So what was your first impression? How did it
Well,
go?
my first impression, I think, was that it's really a huge, enormous country. When flying, you know, from one city to another, I already traveled quite a bit during these 3 months and a half, like, you know, Almaty, Aktau, Shymkent, Turkestan, Pavlodar. So
You did a lot of traveling so far,
well,
yeah.
for 3 months, I think it's quite a lot.
Very good, yes.
How's the weather in Lithuania? Is it cold like here?
Well, we know what is winter in Lithuania. It's no secret to us. And though winter is not so cold, it doesn't go beyond zero that many. But well, we have sometimes minus 20, even minus 25 or 30. But it lasts maybe, you know, a couple of days or 1 week.
Yeah.
So the difference is that we have quite a humid climate. Then it amplifies actually. And while here, even in
dry,
winter, it's
right?
quite dry, which is easier to
How hard was it for you
survive.
to fit in our weather?
Well, I think that this autumn was nice and long. So
Yes, the autumn was, but then it was
the
like...
winter started only in December, which is about time for winter to start in December.
Yeah.
Yes, and maybe you need some extra clothing for that kind of winter.
Yes, you need.
Yeah. Oh, you chopped it very nicely.
Yeah, because
For man, it's very nice. Well, now we can put together the
Cucumbers first,
Yeah.
okay.
But actually, all goes together. And this as well.
Yeah.
Just need to have lemon juice.
sure. What do you want to do?
Well, first of all, to cut just it.
Just cut it.
So we just squeeze the juice.
Use all your strengths
Yeah.
to do that.
It's. Meanwhile, we can add some.
Some
Or
salt.
maybe later. It's
Later.
better to do it at the end.
Okay. We'll go
and
step by
the other
step,
one.
right? So meanwhile, you've arrived here quite recently, right? You always travel so far, yes, have seen some different cities of Kazakhstan. But when we talk about our connection to Lithuania and for both our nations, so what connects us today? How can you describe our relations?
What unites us, it's quite a lot. Our political relations are good and positive. We have very good economic relations, especially trade and cooperation in transport and logistics. The volumes of trade between Lithuania and Kazakhstan are really quite big.
Doing well.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
what do we trade between each other? So what are the main
a lot,
trading
a lot.
positions,
Of
like
course, I mean,
products?
one of things what we buy, of course, is oil.
Oh yeah, raw
and,
materials.
Yeah, some of it, and then we export quite a lot. Actually, food stuff we export, and machinery, electronic products, etc.
Saying about electronic products, digitalization, that field is very improved in your country. That is what I've heard.
Well, it is.
And we have like some common agreements with your country.
Yes, in the area of IT in general, if I may say,
Yes.
may call it, or digitalization, we are quite well developed. High-tech, fintech, financial technologies, startups, etc., all this e-governance. And we have one very good motivator to be developed.
Who is that?
Estonia.
Estonia.
Because
That country is the first place.
Because they are often better than us.
Yes.
Then we have to work to
Okay.
catch them. So
Yeah.
The competition is high, right?
Yeah. It helps and motivates.
Okay.
Sure.
But what about other aspects like cultural, like educational, I think?
Yes, in education also we have good actually cooperation in two areas I will mention. One is medical. Quite a lot of doctors, nurses go to study to Lithuania or to have
From Kazakhstan.
Yes, or to have a short or midterm training, like half year, 1 year. Other area is where we are there is a project being implemented is in the Aviation Academy in Almaty to
Right.
prepare
What is
it
the
for.
project?
Well, it's actually to bring it up to the international European standards regarding the preparation of pilots.
Okay.
So these may be
that's-
two areas to mention. But yeah, quite good relations. Shall we continue?
Yes, sure.
So now, actually, no difference, which we can already maybe
Yes,
switch
let us
it
start.
on. Yeah. Just to
The highest.
put a little bit of butter, and then I believe the gentleman who does it chops very well.
Okay.
So
Yes.
if you just
This is your thing today.
put a little bit of butter into the.
Ah,
Is it okay?
it's a
This
wrong.
size?
Sorry.
Yeah,
We
maybe.
can.
Yes, that's enough.
All right.
Let it melt a little bit, and then just cut the potatoes not in very small, so that it doesn't become. It's like
It's already
peeled. Yeah.
cooked. Yeah.
Yeah, it's already so something like. But maybe let
Maybe
it melt a
we'll
little
just
bit.
melt a little bit.
Meanwhile, we can already put. And now, actually, having all the ingredients in, we'll measure how much of kefir and
we need.
ayran we add. But I think we will use all we have already here. And probably it will be enough.
Is it really a common dish in Lithuania?
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. Just that now, if we don't have time to keep it in the fridge, it will not be very cold. Well, we add salt and pepper, which
To
then-
taste, right?
then we can add if we want to add more. And actually, I would need a spoon.
Yes, you can have it here. Oh, sorry.
Just to mix it.
So traveling in Kazakhstan, what interesting maybe sightseeing or any peculiarities you witnessed in different cities? What is-
Look,
most memorable?
I already managed to go to Borovoye, where I really liked a lot the nature, the forests, hills, and lakes. It reminds me very much Lithuania because we have a lot of forests and lakes as well. So, yeah, other trips were, more missions on work where you see airport, hotel,
it's very
Akimata,
busy.
Tameken, and something else, and conference room. But I managed to escape for a couple of weekends to Burabai, and I really liked it. So now I would need to say anyway that this should stay in the fridge for at least 1 hour.
While we're frying potatoes for cold borscht, I'm going to introduce you to some interesting facts about Lithuania. Lithuanian is the oldest surviving Indo-European language, dating all the way back to the 16th century. Despite its relative youth as a nation, Lithuania takes great pride in its language and works hard to preserve it for future generations. Hot air ballooning is one of the biggest tourist attractions in Lithuania, which annually attracts many tourists from all over Europe. Vilnius is the only capital of the old continent where you can fly in a hot air balloon. The most popular sport in Lithuania, unlike most countries in the world, is basketball. The Lithuanian men's team had 3 Olympic medals, 3 European titles, and a bronze medal at the 2010 World Championships. More than 103 settlements have city status in Lithuania. The largest city, as well as the capital, is Vilnius, where 20% of the country's total population lives. Other large cities with a population of more than 50,000 people are Kaunas, Klaipėda, Šiauliai, Panevėžys, and Alytus. Let us talk about the Kazakh cuisine. So, how do you find the Kazakh cuisine? Interesting, engaging?
Yes, I have tasted. Maybe not a lot yet. It's just a couple of months. But one thing that I like very much, and actually I've never seen it in other countries, it's this bread called bursak.
Bursak, yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
So this is really something that I find very unique and very, very tasty.
You should definitely try beshparmak.
Yeah.
The horse meat.
I have tried in Aktau fish-permak.
Fish-permak, right. So
Yes.
what was the impression of it?
Very good,
It's,
yes.
it's interesting.
Yeah,
It tastes different.
It is from the fish from Caspian Sea, and it's very good.
It's from sturgeon, right?
Yes, it's from sturgeon. Yes,
Yes, exactly.
that I was looking for the word.
Yeah, and it's very delicious, but I've never tried that, so I have to go there and try.
Yes,
Have
actually,
to.
it's the speciality of Aktau, the fish permak, as they say.
What can you say about Central Asia in general, about this region and the the rising interest, the rising power of this region in the modern
Yes,
time?
in these times, the importance of Central Asia in general is growing and decreasing in terms of trade with Europe and with the rest of the world. Also having in mind transport corridors and logistics. So yes, this is geopolitics, and of course, being a Lithuanian ambassador, I only encourage more and better cooperation and relationship between Central Asia countries and European Union, United States, and the West in general.
So let us be back to our
we
potato
can.
here. Yes.
So I think that the accompanying
Does it look like ready now?
yeah, I think it could be even more, browny.
So
but,
it gets brown.
But it's
No,
it's,
but
it's,
the color
it's okay.
is nice already, right?
Yeah.
And the cold borscht is maybe already cold enough,
Yes.
and it could be already served.
Super. We can wait to taste
Became
all
brown,
of this, right?
just a little
Yes.
bit, just in some potatoes.
It's getting.
Sure.
Yeah, it's because the soup itself is cold, and potato is warm, so it's a good combination.
Yes, cold and warm, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we have our cold borscht.
Yes, it's
Do you
ready.
think it's ready to be
Yes.
served? Okay, let us
We can-
serve, yes.
Serve it. Let me try to be accurate.
Well, this reminds me of vinaigrette.
Well, because of the color,
Because of the color, right.
I think. Though,
It's fair enough to call it pink.
but vinaigrette is something else. Vinaigrette is a salad or, kind of mixture.
Indeed.
Well, this is a soup. And it looks nice.
It's
Yeah,
very nice.
I think so.
And it has very refreshing taste. That's why it is summer.
What time do you usually try this?
I think usually we start in May. From May to end of summer.
Okay, just tell me through the day. So at lunchtime or?
Usually more lunchtime.
More lunchtime.
Yeah.
We have our
If you don't mind, I guess.
Yeah. Just a little bit too.
I'm inviting you to our dining table where we can do it together.
Thank you.
Let's go. Okay, so here we are at our dinner table. So it's time to taste.
Sure, Lithuanian kitchen.
Yes.
Lithuanian
Please go ahead.
Kitchen.
And bon appetit.
Borscht.
Old
right?
borscht.
Cold borscht,
Thank
which,
you very much.
as I said, summer dish, and you will see that for lunch or even dinner in summer. It's really, really good.
Let's taste it.
Yes, it's good.
And you can also accompany it with potato.
Kind of like okroshka. Reminds me of okroshka.
It does kind of remind.
Sourness, right?
It's just that the beetroot has its special
Yeah,
flavor.
Yeah,
because of kefir and ayran.
kefir and
It's a
ayran.
bit sour, right?
Yeah, that's similar taste.
Yeah, it does. It does remind. Yeah.
Another very good recipe for us to know.
And it's quite refreshing as
It's very original,
yeah.
and I find potatoes is more tasty rather than cooking it on the oil or vegetable oil. We put it on the butter.
On butter, it's a bit different, and for potatoes, it's kind of very simple preparation. But what is important is that you boil them the same day. So to say immediately after they are boiled, they must be still a little bit warm, and then you put it a little bit of butter, and then fry. Then they are the best.
Sure.
So well done, Lambrian. Your potatoes are doing really well. You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, you
I
get
am.
them. Yeah, and as I was saying, when I was hosted in France, I was quite inspired by people actually looking at cooking as it was art. Talking a lot, sharing a lot about it, how to do, what to do, spending hours at the table
Yeah.
discussing. And that's how I also had an idea to wish to learn how to cook.
Join this community, right?
That was one of, let's say, motivations for me. Because, well, I think that before going, it was ages ago, before going to my first posting in Paris in France, I really maybe knew to boil an egg. That's it. But afterwards I learned.
Great. Do you usually cook now back at home?
I do as much as I can when I have time. Well, when we have guests at home in Vilnius. So I like to do it. I like to.
Do you like to experience, like to try to cook some dishes from some other cuisines, or it's more of like traditional Lithuania?
Actually, I like to experience a lot, to prepare different other dishes from other countries. I particularly like Spanish cuisine as well, which I really like. So I just pick and choose some recipes which sound interesting to me. I like to prepare fish.
For Spanish, yes, it's essentially for fish, I guess.
I like to prepare soups. So I would say soups and fish are my
Yes.
favorites. Meat also, but not that much.
Okay.
And then I don't prepare at all the sweet or dessert.
Oh, this is
And I don't like it.
another kind of, you know,
And I don't
like
like it. So that's...
skill set.
Because it makes
or-
people fat?
No, I just don't like it.
Oh.
I mean, I never miss it, or...
Yeah, and maybe now living in Kazakhstan, you will also open a recipe for some traditional Kazakh
I
dishes
think so.
like beshbarmak or borsaks, as you
Yeah.
mentioned earlier.
I think
it will
so.
be
That
like
I will discover
in your recipe
interest.
list.
Yeah, sure, for sure.
Yeah. Talking about our national cuisine.
That is the next step of our program, so we have
Yes.
some dessert for you here.
Tea, so I think it will go well. Oh wow, look at this.
Yes, let me say this is a
It looks
ball
amazing.
made from the chocolate and placed in kurt. Kurt is a national food of the Kazakh people.
Yes,
You find it here because it's covered by the like a mousse from the kurt. And yes,
So it's a special Kazakh dessert, yeah?
Yes, it's a,
special.
And it's prepared on the basis of kurt.
Yes, of
Right.
course.
Because I know very well what is kurt, and also the history of kurt, which is not a legend but a true history, told by some people. In Kazakhstan, Karaganda, we have several thousands still of Lithuanians who live there. Many of them came back after the deportation to gulags during the Soviet times, but some of them are still there. So the story is such that when people were brought to these prisons and gulags,
kurt was something they shared.
locals, Kazakhs, they were throwing kurt through, fences. And so it was allowed because those guards, Russians, they thought that it was maybe stones. But those people who were deported, they just tried to eat it, and they understood that in one small kurt, they get the portion of calories of the whole day.
Yeah,
And it
that
helps
is a
people
And
sour.
that's
survive,
the story
right.
which is told by people who lived it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It helped people survive, right?
This
It's
was,
very-
very, let's say, very nice and very friendly gesture by Kazakh people to help these poor people to survive.
Yeah, thank you
in the
for sharing
gulags.
that story.
Yeah.
That story is very
And it's a real story.
common and real. Yeah.
It's not a legend. It's a real story.
That's right.
Kurt.
Now
So
we
you have a chance to try it now.
Yeah,
so-
thank you.
incorporate these national elements of our cuisine
Wow.
into these,
Nice.
fancy dishes.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's like this.
Oh.
Nice.
What do you think about it?
Not bad.
Not bad. Very not bad.
Very not bad. But actually, yeah, and I recognize kurt in the flavor.
Okay.
But it's really very good combination of sweet, even though not being myself somebody who is likes very much the dessert, but I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is borsak, I
Yes,
guess,
and this is borsak, so yes.
which I like very much.
With bal kaymak. It's our sweet sour cream.
Oh, we have one more surprise here. It's brand new Talking Cook Shells pocket. And we have inside this box here with
Wonderful.
jant, actually covered by chocolates, but you find jant inside. That is a second ingredient of the Kazakh
Second most
tradition.
popular, right?
Okay.
Second most popular, yes.
Thank you very much.
Very sweet. You have to try it.
Okay.
Very sweet.
Thank you very much.
And we will be waiting for your impressions later.
Yeah?
Like, guys,
Good.
it was good.
Thank you
It was
very-
not bad, right?
I will do that. Thank you very much.
Wasn't
Thank you.
So, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Ambassador, yes, for sharing your time with us today, for introducing us with cold borscht, a very Lithuanian kind of dish. So I think you had a pleasant time with us. We had a pleasant time with you. Have a nice rest of the day and have a nice stay here in Kazakhstan. As being ambassador of your country here. And that's it for today. More episodes of Talk and Cook you always can watch on Silkway TV channel, so stay tuned and see you later.